Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you're watching this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins, bringing you another housing update from the city of Toronto and the Toronto area. So the 416 is Toronto, the GTA. No, it's not Grand Theft Auto, okay? I wish it was, but it's not. GTA stands for the Greater Toronto Area. Now, the Greater Toronto Area is the 905 area code. That's Brampton, Oakville, Mississauga, Markham, Scarborough, I think. Those are not Markham, sorry, Scarborough, I think. I'm not too sure, but it's I don't know if they've added area codes because I haven't been back in a while. Toronto real estate detached homes see demand fall in the city, rise in the 905. It's going to rise in the 905 1,000,000% because it's obviously cheaper outside the city area, right? Toronto's detached real estate market is showing signs of stabilizing. Relatively speaking, Toronto Real Estate Board TREEB show prices are officially on the rise in March. Meanwhile, the 905 in the city head in opposite directions with sales versus inventory. Yeah, everyone's gotten a 20-30% raise. Congratulations, Ontario. Congratulations, everybody there, and the parliaments and all that, and the jobs. Thank God everyone got a 30% raise so then they could afford a two-bedroom bungalow. 30% raise overnight. I don't know how people got these raises, but I want you to call into the show and let me know how much of a raise you got. So maybe in BC, people struggling in Vancouver could figure that out too, you know? Detached prices in Greater Toronto moved a little higher. According to the benchmark, TREEB reported benchmark, aka typical home, hit 923,000 in March, up 0.08% from the same month last year. The city Toronto benchmark reached 1.120, up 1.79% from last year. Increase isn't much, but it is big leap from the month before. So here it is. Here's your little creep up here. Here's your little creep up here. This is TREEB, and that's the city of Toronto. The annual price growth is small, but it made a huge jump to arrive at that number. TREEB, could this be that whole springtime prices are going to go up thing? And the city's 1.79% increase are an abrupt and a large change in the direction from prior month. Large changes aren't typically seen in the benchmark considering they are multi-month numbers. As stated earlier this month, this may have to do with the seasonal adjustment distortion. No other pricing indicator made an abrupt climb. In fact, none of the board's other major price indicators showed a rise at all. So here is Toronto's benchmark percentage change. Here it is, 12-month percentage change, typical detached home across Toronto Real Estate Board. Here it is. So there's the change right here. There's the TREB numbers and the city of Toronto. The median sale price of the detached home across the Greater Toronto showed minor declines. TREEB reported a median sale price of $850,000 in March, down 2.63% from the year before. The city of Toronto had a median sale price of exactly $1 million, down 1% from the month before. For those wondering, this means that half of detached homes from TREEB sold at least 7.9% less than the price of typical one. In the city of Toronto, half detached homes sold out at least 10.73% below the price of benchmarked detached home. So what is going here? Here it is in the 416. Here you are in the 905. Of course it's going to creep up because homes are still, I mean, if people could afford to buy a 1.267 million in the city and they say, hey, let's go out to the Greater Toronto area, we could save 300 large. All we have to do is a little short commute. Yeah, I love those little short commutes. You end up having to drive 1,000,000 hours to get somewhere nowadays. Trust me, I was in Toronto a few years back. Every main street, every main highway is a parking lot. Because everyone thought outside the box. Let's move outside the city and commute to the city. There's so many major 400 highways here. There's the 400 series highways. We could get to work and stuff in time. That's why these highways are here. Everybody thought the same thing, and you can't get into the city from outside the city during specific hours. Man, you can go 2 in the morning, there's traffic. The average sale price also made small drops across Toronto. TREEB reported the average at $984,000 in March, down 2.08% from last year. In the city of Toronto, it fell to $1.267 million, down 2.03% from last year. The average sale price is less of an indicator, sticker prices, and more of a sign of dollar flow. Thank you. That's exactly what it is. And people need to get approved for these loans, especially with the stress testing. And we're going to do an updated stress test interest rate change, affordability level thing on the show. We're going to do a typical house. We're going to find a house online. We're going to take that house. We're going to take the price, and we're going to do the math again that we did like a year ago on how much you need to make to be able to afford that house. 12% change over the price across. So everyone's forgetting this drop from early 2017 to down here. So this is, no one's paying attention to this. This is an anomaly. This never happened according to them. And this down here is hip hip hooray, we're winning. You know you're not. You lost big time right here. Detached sales rise in the suburbs, fall in the city of Toronto. Greater Toronto sales detached homes are on the rise. In the suburbs at least. Treb reported 3,230 in sales in March, up 3.52% from last year. The city of Toronto represented 671 of those sales, down 4.95% from last year. Sales rising in the 905, but falling in the city of Toronto. Sales across the Greater Toronto are 26.3% lower than the median over the last 10 years. This is also the second fewest sales in March in the past decade. Here it is. So it was the least amount of sales in March in the last 10 years. There it is, people. There you go. Go back to 2015 here. Look at this. The black line represents sales and new listings. Yes, is it going up? Of course it is. New listings going up? Of course they are. How much further could affordability, how much further could they tap in? Could this be the first-time buyer's loan? Could this be that people are gaining more inheritances than they expected? Could this be baby boomers cashing out the equity in their homes to help their kids? There's a lot that factors into this. Detached inventory falls in the 905, rises in the city. The numbers of new listings, detached homes fell across board. The board Trebe reported 7,364 new listings in March, down 8.07% from last year. The Greater Toronto represented 1,431 of those new listings, down 2.95% from last year. The drop in the new listings did more to the total inventory in the suburbs than the city. The impact of new listings dropped inventory in the 905, but wasn't enough to keep the city from rising. Trips had 9,361 active detached listings in March, down 3% from last year. The city of Toronto represented 1,750 of those listings, up 6.57% from last year. The 905 is seeing inventory drop while the city's lingering listings pushed the total higher. The number of active listings is 17.36% higher than the median over the past 8 years, as long as publicly available, and the second highest in that period. Are they massaging numbers to keep people calm? Not better dwelling. The others. The Greater Toronto detached market is stable relative to last year. Prices, I'm going to say yes, that's true. Moving higher officially, but there's a good chance it was a systematical anomaly. No other price indicator showed increase, so watch the numbers carefully. What we know for sure is inventory is higher than usual and sales are lower. The great inventory crunch is over. Now let's see how buyers react with prices. Here, remember it was an inventory problem. They kept saying supply and demand, inventory, not enough inventory to feed the demand. Now with people with pre-construction houses or pre-cons, people putting down payments or walking away from the deposits, their $5, $10, $20, $30, $40,000 deposits, because they feel they don't want to walk into a loss. A lot of people bought pre-builts up here in 2016, 2017, and they're smoked right now, because if you bought a pre-built at that time, the builder is laughing right now in a way, and he's crying because he's not going to get all the financing to complete the property. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd like to know. Don't forget to join me Wednesday night for Trends in the Housing Market, where we cover all English-speaking countries and what is happening with this trend across the English-speaking world. Mike Martins here, signing off. Thanks for watching, and have yourself a great day.